Your hand is already moving. You haven't tasted it yet. You haven't even decided the food needs salt. Your hand just moved. On its own. That reflex is 3 million years old, and every civilization that ever existed either controlled salt or collapsed trying to find it. Be honest. When did you last eat something and not reach for salt? For most of human history, the answer was, you couldn't. There was none. Salt is the only mineral humans eat directly. Every other mineral comes wrapped in food. Meat gives you protein. Fat gives you energy. Salt gives you nothing you can see. But without it, your muscles stop firing, your nerves go silent, and you die within days. Your body needs 500 milligrams a day just to stay alive. For 200,000 years, getting that 500 milligrams was a daily fight. You got it from meat, from blood, from bone marrow. Every gram cost effort, real effort. Then, roughly 10,000 years ago, something changed. And it changed everything. Humans switched from meat to grain. Wheat, barley, rice. Grain has almost no sodium, almost none. For the first time in 200,000 years, the body's source of sodium was gone. Overnight. That is the moment salt stopped being food and became a resource, a weapon, a currency. And the oldest direct evidence of humans deliberately producing it goes back to Romania, 6000 BCE. At sites called Lunca and Oglinzi, archaeologists found ceramic vessels and wooden tools used specifically to boil brine. Someone 8,000 years ago built an entire operation to extract a mineral from water. You shake a plastic shaker without looking down. Same craving. 8,000 years apart. Now, Hallstatt, Austria, the oldest continuously operating mining site on Earth. Salt mines there have been running for 7,000 years without stopping. 7,000 years. Miners working those tunnels in the Bronze Age left behind preserved bodies, tools, even wooden ladders. Salt preserved them. The same property that makes you reach for a shaker kept 3,000-year-old leather boots intact. Now here's where it gets concrete. Varna, Bulgaria, Black Sea coast, around 4,500 BCE. A city there controlled the salt trade along the entire Black Sea, and it made them rich. In 1972, a construction worker named Rachel Marinov was digging with an excavator. He hit something. He stopped. And what they found underneath changed our entire understanding of early wealth. 3,000 gold artifacts. Total weight, 6 kilograms. 3,000. The largest single cache of gold from that entire period in human history. And they built all of it on salt. Sound familiar? You didn't think about salt this morning. The first rich people in history built their entire fortune on it. That's the same mineral you just put on your eggs. Now let's talk about what salt actually bought you. In Rome, around 500 BCE, soldiers were paid in salt. Salarium, the Latin word for the salt ration paid to soldiers. Your paycheck is named after a mineral. And Rome didn't just pay with salt. It built a road specifically to move it. The Via Salaria, one of the first roads Rome ever built. Every other road came later. Salt came first. Fair question. Why not just collect salt from the coast? Because the coast was a 3-day walk from Rome, and the salt there was controlled by whoever got there first. Control the road, control the salt, control the salt, control the army, control the army, control everything. You pay taxes to maintain infrastructure. Same logic, same chain, different mineral. In 1930, Gandhi walked 388 kilometers on foot to make salt from seawater. This was not a protest about a seasoning. The British salt tax in India was the largest single source of colonial revenue. Every Indian was required to buy salt from the British monopoly at a fixed price. Every year, 60,000 people were arrested for making salt. You bought yours for 30 cents and never thought about it once. But Rome wasn't even close to the most extreme example of what humans did for salt. Deep in the Amazon, tribes burned specific plants, not for heat, not for light, to collect the ash, because specific plant ash contains trace sodium. Anthropologist Carlos Fausto at the University of São Paulo documented this in multiple tribes with no historical contact with each other. They arrived at the same solution independently. Burn the plant. Eat the ash. Get the sodium. You reach for a shaker. They burn forests. Same need. Same urgency. Just 30 cents versus a morning's work. Now here's the thing most people miss about the body's relationship with salt. Your ancestors lived in salt deficiency for millions of years. Not occasionally, constantly. So evolution did the logical thing. It made salt irresistible. Your brain releases dopamine when you taste sodium, the same circuit that responds to sugar, to fat, to sex. Salt craving is a survival mechanism from a world where salt was almost impossible to find. You no longer live in that world. The food industry knows exactly how that circuit works. There's a term in food science, the bliss point, the exact concentration of salt, fat, and sugar at which a person cannot stop eating. Every major snack brand has tested this number on thousands of people, and then they set it precisely. A standard bag of chips contains 12 to 15 times your minimum daily sodium requirement. You can't stop. That's not weakness. That's 3 million years of survival programming running against a marketing department that spent 40 years perfecting the formula. Now here's what nobody talks about. When you're under stress, cortisol rises. Cortisol tells your kidneys to retain even more sodium. That's exactly why people under stress reach for something salty. Not sweet, not fat, salt. Your body reads stress as a survival threat. Survival threats historically meant you were about to run or fight. Running and fighting burn through sodium fast, so your brain orders a resupply before the crisis even starts. You reach for chips during a deadline. Your ancestors reached for blood after a hunt. Same signal, same answer, different Tuesday. The Roman soldier who guarded his salarium like his life depended on it, because it did. You open your second bag of chips without noticing. Same hardware, completely different world. Here's the full picture. Neolithic Romania. 6000 BCE, humans boiling brine in ceramic pots. Hallstatt, Austria, mining tunnels running for 7,000 years. Varna, Bulgaria, 4,500 BCE, the first wealthy humans in recorded history, built on salt, buried with 6 kilograms of gold, found by a construction worker in 1972. You still don't know his name. Roman roads built for salt shipments. Gandhi walking 388 kilometers to make it. Amazon tribes burning forests to collect ash sodium. 3,000 years of the same solution arrived at by people who never met. All of it. For the same mineral you bought for 30 cents at a checkout counter, without adding it to your mental list of things to be grateful for. 3,000 gold artifacts, found by a construction worker, built on salt. Now you understand what that reflex in your hand actually is. Your hand didn't move. 3 million years of scarcity moved it. You didn't reach for salt. Evolution reached for it through you. The industry knows this. The food scientists know this. They've spent decades engineering the exact concentration that keeps your ancient circuitry running in circles. While you sit on a couch, they built cities to find it. You shake it without looking down. Your hand moved. It's been moving for 3 million years. When did you last think about where your salt came from? Be honest. I read every single one.